Rejected, overlooked, too small, too weak. For years, Pedri Gonzalez was just another kid with a dream. He wasn't a prodigy, he wasn't a superstar, he was just a boy who loved football. But against all odds, he rose to become the golden boy of world football, Barcelona's next legend and Spain's midfield maestro. So how did he go from the streets of a small town to becoming the heir to Xavi and Iniesta? Born in the Canary Islands in the town of Tegeste, Pedri wasn't on the fast track to stardom. No famous academy, no constant scouting attention. His football education came from street games, playing in sand and tight spaces, where quick feet and quick decisions mattered more than strength. At just 3 years old, his family moved to a town where football was part of daily life. His father ran a local bar filled with Barcelona memorabilia, and his grandfather loved the club so much, he started an official Barca fan group. Pedri grew up idolizing Andres Iniesta, watching every match, dreaming of one day stepping onto the Camp Nou. But while his home was full of Barca passion, his first major opportunity came from their biggest rival. At 15, he was offered a trial at Real Madrid. It was his moment, the chance to prove himself at one of football's most elite facilities. But things didn't go as planned. Heavy snow disrupted training, he barely got to play, and when he did, the scouts weren't impressed. Just like that, the door was shut. Years later, Pedri would reflect, "I couldn't train with Real Madrid because there was snow on the field. In the end, they told me I wasn't good enough. Now, I am where I want to be." That rejection didn't define him. Just 1 year later, second division side Las Palmas saw what Madrid had missed. They didn't focus on his size, they noticed his technique, his vision, and his natural football intelligence. They offered him a contract. It wasn't a big club or a lucrative deal, but Pedri made it count. From his arrival, it was clear he had something special. His control, reading of the game, and decision-making stood out, even at just 16. By the start of the 2019-20 season, he had already become Las Palmas' youngest ever debutant. The Spanish second division is no easy stage. It's physical, fast, and unforgiving. But Pedri didn't just survive, he thrived. Week after week, he was outplaying grown professionals, showing maturity well beyond his years. Just months into that first season, Barcelona came knocking. At a time when the club was in chaos, Messi's future in question and finances under pressure, they were desperate for fresh energy. And they saw it in Pedri, not just as a signing, but as someone who embodied their identity. For just €5 million, Barcelona secured him. A signing that seemed low risk, but would soon look like a masterstroke. A teenager from the second division with no guarantees. Pedri didn't need guarantees. He proved it on the pitch. When Ronald Koeman took over, there was no expectation that a 17-year-old would become a starter. But Pedri impressed in pre-season, and the coach noticed. While others took time to adjust, Pedri looked like he'd been playing at Camp Nou for years. Koeman gave him his chance, straight into the first team, not as a backup, but as a key player. And Pedri rose to the occasion. The moment the world truly took notice came in a Champions League match against Juventus. Up against one of Europe's biggest clubs, Pedri was calm, confident, and creative, gliding through midfield and controlling the game. At the end of his first top-flight season, Pedri wasn't just promising, he was essential. He played more minutes than anyone else at the club and won the Golden Boy Award, officially recognized as Europe's top young talent. He led Spain's midfield at Euro 2020, playing every minute, standing out against world-class opponents. He had gone from second division unknown to global sensation in just one season. But his meteoric rise came with consequences. Pedri was overused, match after match, competition after competition, with barely a break in between. At only 18, his body was pushed to the edge. After a full season with Barcelona, he went straight into the Euros, where he covered more ground than any other player. Then, instead of resting, He joined the Olympic squad and played all the way to the final. No pause, no recovery, just constant play. In total, 73 games, over 5,000 minutes of football, more than anyone else in world football that season. Fans questioned why he wasn't rested. Medical staff expressed concern about the strain, but Pedri never asked for time off. He didn't complain. He kept going. For a while, it looked like he could handle it all, but every engine has a limit. By the start of the 2021-22 season, the toll was clear. He looked worn out, less explosive, less sharp. Then came the injury, a thigh issue that sidelined him for weeks. He returned, but the issue kept resurfacing. His body, worn down by overuse, wasn't ready to keep going. Barcelona finally stepped in. He was given 4 months to recover. It was a much-needed reset. When Pedri returned in 2022, things had changed. Under new manager Xavi Hernandez, his role became more defined. Xavi saw Pedri not just as a part of the midfield, but the centerpiece. Everything began to revolve around his intelligence and calm under pressure. With Pedri back, the team found rhythm. Despite missing large portions of the season, his influence was obvious. Barcelona finished second in La Liga, but it was clear that with Pedri fit, they could push for titles again. The following season, 2022-23, was a turning point. Pedri's game expanded. He wasn't just dictating tempo anymore. He was scoring goals, creating in the final third, and stepping up in big matches. His link-up play with Gavi and Frenkie de Jong gave Barca dominance in midfield. He ended the season with 7 goals in 35 matches, his best attacking return yet, and was instrumental in Barcelona winning their first La Liga title since 2019. Statistically, he was among the league's elite. A pass accuracy over 91%, 2.2 key passes per game, more than 9 progressive passes per match, and 1.5 dribbles each game. His ability to maintain tempo, create from deep, and unlock defenses made him a standout. But even in that successful season, injury concerns lingered. He missed important Champions League matches and his absence was felt. Barcelona needed him not just for domestic games, but for the elite level in Europe. That's where change came. Barcelona, seeking to evolve further, appointed Hansi Flick as manager in 2024. A new philosophy arrived, more direct, faster-paced, with high pressing and intensity. For Pedri, this meant adapting again. But this time, he was ready. With improved fitness and consistent availability, Pedri thrived in Flick's system. Given a more advanced role, he operated closer to the goal, increasing his attacking involvement. This season, he's delivered 4 goals and 6 assists so far, his most productive attacking numbers to date. He still maintains elite passing accuracy, 88.3%, but his game now includes defensive contributions, more progressive runs, and quicker transitions. Against Sevilla, for instance, he was directly involved in 5 of Barcelona's 9 created chances. He's more complete than ever. In January 2025, Barcelona made their belief in him official, extending his contract until 2030. Pedri is now the cornerstone of their vision, built for the long term. With Flick's pressing system taking shape, Pedri's adaptability ensures he remains at the heart of the team. Domestically, Barcelona are strong again, with Pedri once more leading their La Liga campaign. But Europe remains the ultimate challenge. The Champions League is where the club's legacy will be tested, and Pedri, at just 22 years old, is crucial to that mission. He's no longer just a young talent with promise. He's the present and the future of Barcelona.